We're going to have round control. We're going to have his deck boosts gone, so all the carryover he set up is not going to work out. And then we're also just going to win on even. And we stacked King Radovid. Perfect. We will lose our Donmir of Troy, but he's not going to play Heatwave. So our siege should be safe. And this should be a GG once we get to like actually finish the game. Today we're going to be looking at a Siege deck, just because I like Siege and this deck seems pretty strong. Someone played something similar against me and it seemed pretty interesting, so I wanted to try it out, and here we are. Now, you see Uprising here. The reason we're playing Uprising is completely because of King Radovid. The combination of him with Uprising is kind of insane, honestly. It's usually about 40 points, sometimes 50, between 40 and 50 points when you use them together. I mean, that's a huge combo. And what you do with Siege is Siege wins you around. Usually you'd use the duels, play Siege duels with Inspired Zeal, and you'd use the duels to win a different round. A shorter one, right? But now we can use the Uprising charges and King Radovid to use it to win another round, which is very interesting. So I thought we'd go with this. And let's try it out. It should be quite strong. Actually, I know it's pretty strong. I've already played a few games with it. And let's go check out what we have here. Crystal Skull. Could be Tactical Advantage, could be Engineering Solution, but there's no real benefit to shield, so you wouldn't run this one. I like the Crystal Skull better. It gives you the Veil. Veil's nice against stuff like vampires if you run Tenny. We have Siege, Amphibious Assault. So it's very self-explanatory with King Henselt. Fantastic card. You'll notice we have no Inspired Zeal, so it's sometimes we'll have to play stuff without Zeal. And King Henselt helps you out there because you play two things. If you play him, you play Rafard's Vengeance. Usually Rafard's Vengeance. You can also play Foltest Pride. Not a bad option. And if you have them both, you go for your Caro Ballista. So you play him, you play your engine. Two engines set up. Usually you want to put them behind the defender. It might Heatwave your defender, but yeah, whatever. And then you have your setup. And King Henselt gets a ton of boosts. We have King Radovid. The whole point of Uprising is that you have one charge left on Uprising. That one charge plays the Scytheman. The King Radovid returns that charge. It's the last charge, so it plays the Scytheman again. Pretty self-explanatory. You have one charge left. You use it, play the Scytheman. You play your King Radovid. He gets it back. Play your Scytheman. And then you use the order. You set up a Zeal with a Siege support, ideally. And then you use it again the same turn. And then, boom, you have another Scytheman. So you get 3 Scythemen, and potentially, if you haven't used any charges, you get 5 1-point boosts. So even if you only have 2 or 3 units out, let's say you have 3 units out, you play Radovid, you boost them all up, he plays a Scytheman, Scytheman. You get 3 Scythemen. The first Scytheman's probably an 8, then a 9, then a 10. That's 27. That's a lot of points. And then you got the 5-point charges. And if you have more units, it's even more. So it's kind of crazy as a finisher. Then he's also worth 6, so it's like 33 plus the 5 points is 38. If you have 3 units out, then they're all boosted. He's like 38 points. Kind of crazy, but fantastic finisher for the deck. For Rafard's Vengeance, you can't pull Amphibious Assault anymore, so we pull with King Henselt instead. Or you just draw it. We don't have Inspired Zeal, so this probably won't be going off in the same turn unless you set up a Zeal, which would you probably like to do. Then we're Donmir of Troy for Defender. If you can't set up the Zeals, you just put Donmir of Troy down and hopefully Defender protects your stuff. If you want to win a round with a big push, you go like Donmir of Troy, Henselt into Vengeance, and that should carry around pretty well. We have Reynard Odo. The reason we have Reynard Odo is because I've been waiting to try him out, and his synergizes pretty well with the deck. He boosts all of your units. That helps out with the Scytheman, and he plays with formation out of 7, hard to remove. His order boosts something, so you can protect the cards you play, like Rafard's Vengeance. You could boost to a 6 when it plays, and then you can use his order to boost it to a 7. Helps keep it alive, which is quite nice. So, That's why we're running Reynard Odo. I'm willing to try him out, and he synergizes pretty well. If you wanted to play the most ideal version of the deck, you'd probably run Shani. But there's only a few human targets for Shani, and she summons instead of plays. So the only thing you really want to hit with her is probably a Carrick Marine, but I just didn't feel like playing Shani. I wanted to try out Reynard Odo. But if you want the most optimal version, you'd probably cut Reynard Odo for Shani. But we're going to try out Reynard Odo, because if you don't try new cards out, how do you ever know if they're good? Got our Foltest Pride. I've been waiting a long time to try out Foltest Pride, and this seems the perfect deck for him. Well, I guess because it's a Catapult, Mangonel type Onager thing. Anyway, so, he's got Zeal Order. It does 4 damage on this order. Quite nice. And then if you have the crew, it's 2 cooldown. Fantastic. And the fact that it has Zeal is really helpful, because you can play it and it does damage. It has 1 armor. If I can right-click on it correctly. It's got 1 armor, so it comes down at 6. Kind of hard to remove. And then, especially if you're Reynard, his boost, by the way, comes in handy more often than you'd think. So yeah, Reynard Odo, and then we have Foltest Pride. John just pulls out Warfare, pretty obvious. 2 Boiling Oils for removal, 2 Caro Ballistas. We have the 1 Siege Tower. The 5 Provision slot for Northern Realms is a slot I really just hate, honestly. There's only 1 card I like in here. Other than the ones already in the deck. Like, you have stuff like Caro Ballista and Reinforced Ballista and Boiling Oil. Like, those are fine. But other than that, there's like no cards I actually like running. You can kind of go Carrick City Guard, but it dies when it gets to 4, and that's pretty bad. Same with Temerian Drummer, it dies at 4. So I went with the Siege Tower. Why not? You could run something else. By the way, if you're running the Shani, you drop this to 2nd Lyrian Scytheman, most likely. 2 Reinforced Ballistas for the Warfare and Ballista spam. Pew, pew, pew. We all know how that goes. You got your Winch to reduce your cooldown and boost by 3. If you use that on something next to King Henselt, it boosts King's Henselt, so that's nice. We've got the Siege Supports. These are actually kind of important. They boost something, and then they can reduce the cooldown. The reduced cooldown's nice on something like a Fard's Vengeance or a Foltest Pride to get the order back faster. And the boost is nice because it sets up your Scytheman. And then it has Order, Give Zeal. That's pretty good, actually, in the deck. You kind of want that since you don't have Inspired Zeal. You want to put that on King Radovid. Usually, you play a round 3, you can play a Siege Support with Amphibious Assault if you have it, and it'll be pretty boosted, and it'll boost something. And then when you get to round playing King Radovid, you can just use the Order on it. You also want to put one on for Fard's Vengeance. Those are the 2 big ones you want to use the ability on, but you can use it on anything. We have the Lyrian Scytheman. You boost by 1 for each boosted unit in its row. Pretty nice. You could run a second one and cut maybe a... well, I guess you wouldn't really cut anything here. You could cut a Marine, I guess, but Marine's really good. The Scytheman usually plays for around 8. Unless you're playing a control deck, in which case he's bad. That's why I'm only running 1. Because there's a fair amount of control, and like vampires bleed you a whole bunch, so I don't really want to draw this too often, but it's nice to have in the deck. 2 Envoys, just because you need the consistency, and then 2 Carrick Marines. Pretty self-explanatory. As far as the deck itself goes, I've played maybe like 10 or 15 games with it so far, before we start this video, and there's only one thing, I've won every game, except against No Unit, Scoia'tael, with the Madoc and Milva. I don't know how you win that matchup, other than you have to have King Radovid round 3, and push hard round 1, but even that didn't work out for me. Like, if you go round 1, Donmir, Henselt, Rafard, which is usually how you go for a strong round 1, they just kill them all. Because they can move your Donmir, then they'll just kill Henselt and Rafard's Vengeance. So that matchup is really tough, but we're playing engines that need to do damage, right? That's going to be hard against that no matter what. That's the only deck I've actually lost to. The deck seems quite good, and let's go try it out and see if we can have the similar results. Alright, let's find our first game. Looks like it's going to be Frost. This should be interesting.
Anything in particular interest you?
Before Milva came out and movement-controlled guerrilla tactics became a thing, I would have said this is the most annoying deck because of all the movement it has, but no, that's guerrilla tactics with the Madoc and Milva Sharpshooter now. So this is not the most annoying deck. Still, it does have a fair bit of movement, and we don't really like movement here. It's not too bad. It's not like we're playing, something's really vulnerable to movement. I guess we're pretty vulnerable, right? We have stuff that has to be range locked, or mostly range locked. Well, let's put King Radovid on top. We're going to need him. Now, let's talk about this matchup real quick. What does Frost do? They move your stuff, and they push really hard with good tempo round 1, try and get you a card advantage. That's what he's going to do here. I don't need any other information other than knowing his Frost to kind of know his strategy here.
Please, I'm just a
So we know he's going to do that. I don't think, even if we commit hard, we can win ahead, like win regularly here. He's going to have too much tempo with stuff like Ardgaith, Winter Queen, Aridin, and then his leader charges. They usually use those round 1 to try and get card advantage. I don't think we can beat him round 1 without committing Siege, or well, we might have to commit Donmir, Henselt, Rafard, but even then I don't know if we can beat him. But that's going to be what we have to go for. And the reason we are just going to, even if we know he's going to open like this high tempo, right? So the question is, why do we play 2 Centurion Envoys? It's because I don't think we're going to win the round either way. But with Donmir of Troy, perhaps we have a chance, and I want to definitely make sure we draw into the cards we need for round 2 and 3 to recover from what's happened this round. And with Henselt and into Rafard off of this, I think we've got a chance. But he didn't commit a big card there, he just played the Hound. So we'll play our Siege Tower here. I don't want to throw down Henselt until he shows he wants to push us. Because sometimes they don't. Like, he might have a bad hand and not push us this round. If he does have a decent hand, though, he's going to keep going. And then now if he plays another card, now that we're at 6 and 7 cards, yeah, there's Aridin, that's a high tempo card. Now we play King Henselt. Donmir Troy going to block a little bit of damage, but certainly going to be moved pretty soon. And we know that we want Rafard's Vengeance, I think. Although, Foltest Pride could give us more value, because we can only use Rafard's Vengeance once. Put him between these 2 cooldown cards. Let's go. We can only use Rafard's Vengeance order 1 time, even if we do winch. But I think we'll do it anyway, because it gives us thinning, which is nice. Now, I'm pretty sure we lose Rafard's Vengeance here, because he can move our Donmir of Troy, and then... Actually, yeah, then he'll kill it with a Parasite or Naglfar. Not the Naglfar, the Wild Hunt card. But we need to try for it. It's kind of what I was thinking Foltest Pride, because order would go off. Yeah, it's going to be Endless Wrath here. There it is. We're going to lose our King... Our, what's it called? Rafard's Vengeance. We knew that was going to happen, and now he has his Winter Queen out. This is what I was saying. Even if we play this, I think we might not win the round. But we can go for stacking Foltest Pride here. And we have a big card. We can try one more turn, because Henselt's going to get boosting. We still have a Vitality, and we have Amphibious Assault for a big tempo play. Right now, if he passes next turn, we take... I'll just talk through this while I'm doing this, picking our card out. If he passes next turn, we would gain 4 points, or 5 points. 2 from Vitality, 3 from Henselt, and we take 2 from the Frost, we'd gain 3 overall. Which is what's going to happen if he passes here, so we need a big play like this Carrick Marie. Actually, we take 3 damage here. We could boost again to deny him dominance. It saves us a point and potentially stops him from playing a card next turn. I want to do that, I think. These leader charges you can use as you want. It's just the last one you kind of want to hold on to. Although, I think it's worth not losing. I think it's worth winning the round if we throw down these last leader charges. I think I wanted to go for that. Because we don't want Siege Blood out. We can go Reynard Odo here. Then we can boost. And potentially we can go for... We can secure the round next turn if he keeps pushing us. If he pushes us again next turn, we go for our 2 leader charges. Oh, no dominance, buddy. I've been trying to deny that. It's unfortunate for you. He's in a leader charge here, so we can't pass, maybe? We could pass here. But honestly, I want to win the round at this point. That Wild Hunt Hound makes me want to win the round. Because we don't want Siege getting bled out, and he'll certainly do that if he wins. So we'll go here for a winch. We'll winch down this. It'll boost Henselt, so it's pretty good. And we want to keep stacking our deck. There's Foltest Pride. It's been on top like 5 times now. I mean, that's an exaggeration. We get the idea. I keep putting on top. There's the Bruiser. Finally moves Henselt. And I think we do want to go for the leader charges here. It'll secure us the round for sure. Well, not for sure. Let's keep putting us on top, because why not? Yeah, we want to go for the leader charges here, I think. No siege, but we want to hold on to that siege for round 3. And we can get the leader charges back. Reynard Odo boosts really helping out here, and this Scytheman will be worth a ton of points. Should get us pretty safely out of this round. We'll boost Reynard, and then, what's that, 7 boosted units? 11 plus 12, yeah, that's pretty good. That'll get us the round here. If he keeps pushing after we do this, well, that's unfortunate, but... And there's the 1 boost from Reynard Odo. His boost really helping out with this Scytheman here, and there we go, we have the round. It's worth it here to stop our siege getting bled out. We committed a lot of high provision cards though, like Henselt's gone, Rafard's Vengeance is gone, Defender's gone. But we should have a good hand for round 3. We'll draw King Radovid, like I said, there he is. We'll draw Foltest Pride, we stacked those to the top of our deck. And then we have a good setup for round 3. Pretty sure it was worth it to throw all that out to secure the first round so we don't get bled. There's a Foglet. He still has Ard Gaith and Oberon Conqueror, Imlerith, and Azrael and Ygritte, and if he's playing that version, that's the most frequent version I've seen, but I've only seen a couple. So it's probably like 2 out of 3. So I say most frequent, take that with a grain of salt, 'cause it's not the most accurate. I don't know if we want 2 Carobalistas. He has movement, so Carobalista is not the best siege engine. But we don't have too many others. Okay, there's Imlerith. He's already played Imlerith's Wrath. I don't want to play Siege quite yet, because I want to bait him into playing something ranged first. He's already played Gills, so he doesn't have anything else range locked, except potentially Azrael. So, let's just go Caro Ballista, then we'll play Siege next turn. We have 2 other Siege engines, so we won't throw by doing this. And also we can get him to move this Caro Ballista, because I think the Reinforced Trebuchet will get us more points overall if he plays something ranged. For our finisher here, we're going to try and set up Siege support. We have 1 in our hand, we could also pull 1 from our deck. So we'll probably Amphibious Assault out our Siege support, or just play this Siege support, then go for a last stand King Radovid. It gives him the option to kill it, but he has very limited control tools. So there's the movement, denies us a few points. We'll throw down our Siege now. He did play range, which is kind of what we were hoping for, and now this Trebuchet gets to work. He'll probably move it though. Next turn we go for Foltest Pride if he plays 3 units in the same row. Otherwise we might go for the Ballista. We'll see what he does. He hasn't played a Parasite yet. There's the Azrael, so there's going to be 3 in a row. We might go for the Foltest Pride. We won't get the Zeal order, but we can Siege support to reduce it down and fire it again. It's pretty poor of a card without the Zeal. Or not without the Zeal, without the crew. But it still will do pretty well. We could reduce it by potentially 2 with Siege supports. So we can actually open this Ballista. The Ballista will give us more value this way. We're going to play Formation, because one of the cards he might have for control is Natural Selection, and that does 4. And we also don't want to play too much into a row for Frost. There's the movement on the Trebuchet. Bombardment will do pretty well here. If we play Foltest Pride, which I think is our choice, we'll still be able to fire it twice, I think. Yeah, because we can reduce it twice. Okay, good. We hit the guy, the Conqueror. We just wanted to hit him once. If we don't hit him once, we just lose a point on the Foltest Pride order, because we're definitely killing him to deny him a couple points. That's going to happen no matter what. This is a pretty close game. Okay, that's 3 damage. We're going to lose the Reinforced Ballista. So we could go for our Siege support in our hand, or we can Amphibious Assault. We only need 1 Siege support to fire this again, though. Maybe we go for Carrick Marine because it's higher tempo. Well, not higher tempo, like higher value. I think that's our choice. We'll go Carrick Marine. Again, he might have Natural Selection. So we'll boost our Foltest Pride here. Try and get it out of range of that, just in case he has it. So I want to fire it 1 more time. Did we miscount? I thought we got this 3. Oh, we might have miscounted on this Foltest Pride. Yeah, we did. Honestly, though, the second order is not worth as much as this Carrick Marine is anyway. So I'm not really concerned. We'll reduce here. Oh no, we didn't mess this up. See that? I knew I did something right. Now hopefully his last card's not a room. Oh, it was natural selection the whole time. So we don't get the Order of King Radovid. But with his Foltest Pride, I'm pretty sure we still win. This is a 7-point Scytheman, and he is worth 7 or 6, so that's 13. We got this. There's the Scytheman. GG. Good game. That was a close one. Game 2. Guerilla Tactics. Okay, hopefully this is an engine-based one. If this is the no unit Madoc Milva sharpshooter, there's kind of no point. Like, in order to beat that, we need Henselt, Radovid, and Rafard's Vengeance. Okay, we have Henselt. I mean, that's not even to beat it. It's like to have a chance. Because we need to win round 1 and like have a short round 3 where they don't get a lot of points. Okay, we could try it here. Yep. Absolute no unit deck. Here we go. Honestly, I really want to just leave the game, but we won't because we're demonstrating the deck right now. See if we can win. Guess we have to boiling oil that, but we can't because he boosted it. Imagine playing vampires versus this deck, by the way. They have movement, and every unit they play is Veil or immune. And I've heard that if you put the bleeding on a immune unit from like Crimson Curse or something, it does not boost the Ragus. Not sure why. Yeah, you're real good, my friend. Real good. Let's kill this. Our only chance here is that if he just doesn't have cards that do something, we have a chance, but... there's the immune Milva. Nice. I'm gonna sound a little salty this game. I will never have any respect for no unit players after the... I don't know if... How many of you... Last question. How many of you guys were playing when no unit was a thing? Like the real no unit, where you had 24 spells in your deck, and then you played Dagger or Werewolf, depending on if you're playing Reckless Flurry or the old Woodland Spirit ability. How many of you played then? That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in this game. And after playing that for like 3 months or 2 months, however long it was, I'll never have any respect for no unit players again. So I remember playing then, like going to watch, like go to Twitch or something and watch these people play each other, and it was just go up against another no unit player, and each player would discard a card every turn until the end of the game, and whoever went last won the game. Dumbest thing I've ever seen. So no respect for these people. Now, unfortunately here, we don't have the Donmir of Troy part of the equation I said we'd need to go for the Henselt Rafard's Vengeance. So, that's not going to work out. We really need him for that to work.
Don't you fret about me. Take care of myself.
And let's see here. We'll pass. This is a lost game at this point. There's nothing we can do, because we need to hit things, and we're never going to be able to hit anything, so all of our cards are going to have no value. These assaults back. He still has 3 leader charges left, which is problematic, because he can just move the Donmir of Troy and then kill the Henselt and Rafard's Vengeance. It'll be kind of hard for him to kill it, but he can. It's kind of pointless. Okay, let's see what we can do in this round 3. We have Siege, which is fine. We need Donmir. Oh, that's right, he killed Donmir. Okay, I said we needed Donmir before. I meant we needed Donmir to live. Let's put this back and pull it with Henselt. It's going to do nothing. It's a 10 provision 5-point card here. They'll have to pull that with Henselt to have a chance of it doing something. This is going to die. The fact that he still has 3 leader charges is really problematic for us. Maybe, okay, Siege kind of denies this. And he can't kill our Siege anymore. So, none of these are going to do any damage unless it's to Madoc, and then Madoc's going to kill himself. So, you know, it's not ideal. There's a bomb. What a surprise. We can kill the Madoc here with a charge from a reinforced ballista. This is actually the best way to get value from our damage cards. We could play it ranged. Let's go ranged. I don't want to play it melee because it opens us up to the Sabertooth. If we play it melee, okay, there's a Scorch with no initiative. Genius. Wow. See, this is why I hate no unit players. They're not. A lot of time they just like find the deck and see that's good and they just play it. I don't even know what they're doing. Let's play Scorch without initiative. Can't believe this. We're still going to lose, by the way, even though he does stuff like this. Just because it's a matchup thing. Do we want to boost this? No, I don't care that much, because it doesn't matter. We can go Rafard's Vengeance, or not Rafard's Vengeance. Yeah, Rafard's Vengeance off of Henselt coming up. I was hoping he'd use some leader charges first, but he didn't. So, that's not great. Epidemic. Very impressive. Milva will finally kill this. This 1 leader charge gone. I was hoping he'd use more. Foltest Pride has an armor, at least. I think we might have to go for Henselt now. Go for this, play Rafard's Vengeance. He's gonna die, and it's gonna die. And then we're just gonna be left with this Carablist again. This bombardment is never hitting anything, by the way. We'll just boost this to 1 so it doesn't die to a single leader charge. And this is the most units we're ever gonna have in a row, so it's time to play our Scytheman. We're never getting more units than this in a row. There's the boulder, and there it goes. Then Henselt goes. Yep, there goes Henselt.
Don't you fret about me. I can take care of myself.
Like I said, we're never having more units than that in a row. We could go for our ballista. We could winch. What do we pull? The fact we didn't get King Radovid's really a problem. I think we had a chance with King Radovid. Like I said in the deck profile, I think if you finish with Radovid, it's your shot to win the game, because he can actually give you a lot of points. Like, and their point slam at the end of a round's pretty small. Like, this guy's just going to play Gourd. Actually, I don't know if they play Gourd. Some of them do, some of them don't. Based on what I've seen, at least. Probably has it. There's another death. We knew that was coming. Another one gone, and then that will be the Scytheman gone. Milva doing more work. And we're just going to end up with no units on the field. He's going to play Gourd, and we're going to lose. Our highest value here is this Carrick Marine. And then we'll boost something. He's probably going to play some stupid Epidemic again, though, and kill this for high value. But, oh well. Maybe he doesn't have it. White Frost. Yeah, you're really cool, man. Really cool. Now let's play this Foltest Pride. At least it has 1 armor. Maybe that'll block some damage. Like I said, I hate these no unit decks. Sorry about that. Let's flip the Serpent's Trap. Yeah, good job. Very skillful. And now we will finish with a Herald Gourd. And we will lose by probably 8 or 10 points or something. There you go, guys. Man, I hate no unit players. I'll never like them after playing in the meta of where there's just 24 spell cards in every deck. Special cards. Never will like one. Oh, come on. Okay, well, hopefully this guy's not one. We'll give him a shot. If this guy is a second one, I'll just quit and find a different match because it's not very instructive. That last one we could have won if we drew Radovid. We also could have won... I guess that's about it. Radovid is really the only way we had in that one, but we didn't get to him. And there's no way he's going to let us stack with Centurion Envoys. Alright, so we're good here. This is not going to be the annoying no unit deck. Let's go. Much more exciting than that last game. But yeah, we lost by, what was it, 7? So if we had Radovid... Yeah, if we had Radovid, we certainly... Radovid over any of the cards in our hand, I think we win. Oh well. It's a matchup loss. We had Domir Troy, but we needed him to... With our Henselt and Rafard's Vengeance, we needed him to not kill it for a turn, I think. Because if they don't kill Donmir of Troy right away, like he heat wave Donmir of Troy, which meant he couldn't get rid of our siege. But then again, if he doesn't kill Donmir of Troy, his movement actually has a hard time getting rid of it. Like he moves it and it damages it and Milva comes out, but then it's not going to die. So we needed it to not get heat waved. And then we had the Henselt Refar's Vengeance. If he moves them, he can't target them with Milva anymore because they end up in Donmir's row. So that's the play. You go for the Donmir of Troy Henselt Refar's Vengeance. But you have to draw or have ways to get into the Donmir of Troy and then draw the Henselt and draw the Refar's Vengeance. Round 3 had Radovid, so we didn't get Radovid. If we did, we still would have won, but oh well. This game here is a little bit different. We're just setting up here. He went for the Milva, or the Saskia Commander, and the Simlas already. As soon as he did that, I decided this round was probably not winnable. It's too much tempo.
Style. That's right. I like fighting with style.
Most likely he's going for a long round 3, where he has a whole bunch of movement engines. Look how many points here. We could potentially... Well, we're going to play one more card, right? I think it's going to be Carrick Marine. No. He's going to go for a long round 3 with a lot of engines. The thing with that is that I think our long round 3 is better. Pretty sure. Okay, he's just going to give us this. Weird. I think we need... Do we need Reynad? I think we do. We need to play at least one gold card here to catch up. Nice. We stacked our King Radovid. Perfect. Now we're going to take 2 damage a turn here. But he's never going to get to Adrenaline because his hand's not going down. So it's fine. We have 2 cards to play here. Doesn't really matter what they are. Carrick Marine. Actually, he's going to get 2 more. Siege Support's not quite going to cut it. I'll probably end up playing Fultis Pride. Because, like, that's why he's getting our unit out with the Saskia Commander. I was thinking about if we could just play a bronze card. But no, we have to commit a gold. There's some Henselt. That's nice. So he's going to go up 2. And then the Dryad Matron... Oh, Dryad Matron's going to trigger before the ranged row. So he's going to go up... We take 2 damage. So we need 9 points. No combination of 2 bronzes in our hand got us enough points so last turn, so I figured we'd have to play this Fultis Pride. Oh, we had Reynard. I'm dumb. Carrick Marine was worth 8 then. Yeah, the Carrick Marine, we didn't need the Fultis Pride. Whoops. Forgot Reynard Auto was going to boost something. Whatever. Unfortunate. Call it unfortunate. Okay. Our hand's gonna be really good for round 3. Gonna be really good for round 3. Henselt's great. Donmir of Troy. I don't think he has a way to remove Donmir. And actually, I'm not even sure if he's playing Milva Sharpshooter. He might be going for self-movement for these Guerilla Tactics chargers, which would be pretty interesting. Quite interesting. I'd like to see that, actually. I mean, I'd like to see something. It's not like he has anything to contend with here. I just passed. Play whatever you want, man. Just don't... Why you turn timing out? Don't time out your turn. Any card will do it. I don't care what the card is, just play it. Oh my goodness. And was that so hard? It has resilience. Wouldn't you just play that right away? Whatever. Go to round 3. Now this will be pretty good. Our Centurion Envoy, really the worst card in the deck right now. So we pull Refards with Henselt, we pull Amphibious Assault with John, and we're good. Scythewind actually might be worth a lot of points. Put this back. Sabertooth, did I lose my expectations? Did you just thin your deck round 1 and now you're going to play only movement control? That is a thing.
One never need ask me twice.
Without Heatwave, though, Donmir Troy will be very difficult. Sorry about that. Okay, no, it's going to be engines. Okay, good. Without Donmir Troy here, Donmir Troy makes this pretty safe. But you can still move it and then, or Heatwave, move it, then Heatwave our Siege. You can move it, then remove something else. But I don't think he has a Heatwave. Probably would have snap played it. There's the movement engines, but I think our engines are better. I'm willing to stake the game on it. So we're just gonna go play some engines. I can just play my stuff melee, bro. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Henselt Refards. Good old Refards Vengeance here. Now, he can kill it, but his killing it will take a rebuke, right? If he has a rebuke, he can kill it by moving Donmir again. So I think we boost it with a leader charge to 6, so it'll take both of his remaining leader charges to kill it. Because he'll move Donmir Troy, he'll rebuke it, then I'll have to hit it with another leader charge. So that makes it really hard for him to get rid of. Or really annoying. Okay, he can move it this way too, but still not ideal for him. Pretty nice for us. Although our battery ramp's going to take damage whenever it moves. We could Boiling Oil here, but I kind of just want to spam out our engines. I think it's a little more valuable. Let's see, do we want this Ballista? Oh, yes, I do. And this will be our Bombardment. Hopefully we can kill something after this. Still Defender. Okay. But we're still, like I said, our long round I think's better. You know, every time I play a cooldown unit, I don't put it next to Henselt. I keep forgetting. We're gonna improve. Ballista. What'd I just say? I just said next to Henselt. It was not next to Henselt. I thought John was Henselt for a second there. As you can see, we're not playing a perfect game, but the deck's still doing pretty well. Always put your cooldown units next to Henselt. And don't think John's Henselt for no reason. Sorry about that, guys. Be better. I'm trying to remember this. I have no idea why it's so hard for me to put stuff next to Henselt. I just, don't think he exists. Okay, there's another control. We still Refard's Vengeance. That's nice. But, yeah, we can just kind of kill some stuff. We have a Boiling Oil. I think killing his Witcher guy is more valuable here, because he's going to have... The Sabertooth counts as a card appearing, by the way, when it transforms. Let's just kill this. We'll get to that guy next. Whenever the Sabertooth transforms, I think it counts for his Adrenaline, if I recall correctly. So we do want to remove that. Yeah, see, it transforms, it counts as a new card appearing. So, Sabertooth gets a lot of points with these guys, so we'll just remove some. By some, I mean potentially this one. We can go Winch on our Refard's Vengeance. That boosts Henselt, quite nice, and that gives us the Warfare. So the resupply goes off, and we can kill this one. And we can also go for our lovely Refard's Vengeance again. Boiling Oil. Very nice. Do I want to boost the Caro Ballista? Nah, if he has a Rebuke, I think I want him to use the Rebuke on it. Except it can't, because we have the Defender in the way, which is why I don't care. So we kind of removed most of his engines at this point. And this Boiling Oil plus the chargers we have set up. Okay, he's in a boost here. Smart. But with all these charges in the Boiling Oils, we can actually fire a lot of damage into his cards here. With our Defender still alive, we can just play King Radovid behind it too. We should have a lot of points on these Scythemen. Gezeros, again, we can kill that eventually, and it's not going to do very much, except on the damage. This one's blocked by our armor, thankfully, but we will remove this Gezeros eventually. I think we still want to play melee, because we want to boost our guys up so our Scythemen get bigger. boost John. And then we'll boost these and get the Scytheman out. Next turn, play King Radovid. And we should have room for... Oh, no, that's right. We have Scytheman in our hand. We're going to have to play one Scytheman ranged here. But he'll probably kill something anyway.
I admit I lost my temper. Lost it bad.
Probably just Scytheman in our hand. Because we're going to play 3 Scythemen here total. So we need 3 slots in our melee row, not 2. Just thinking we didn't have the last one in our hand. It's not going to matter here. It's definitely going ranged. At this point, it's kind of playing pretty sloppy, but we're so far ahead it doesn't matter. It's because I don't really care at this point. I'm trying to play more quickly. And there's the Idaran? Interesting. What do you make? Would you get Cat Witcher off of this location? Just click this. I mean, we'll just play our last cards, because why not? Just see some points here. Phew! 12 points. Nice. Let's fire this. Cool. And we'll play this last side for 4. Okay. Couple little mistakes there. We lost out on like 8 points on Henselt because we didn't put him next to a cooldown unit. And then we lost a bunch of points on our last Scytheman. Oh yeah, we lost like 16 points that game. Nice. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. But like I said, I was pretty sure winning that no matter what. At the start of the, like, through the whole game there. So I wasn't really too concerned. Now here, you should be concerned though. Helps you when you're wrong. Now here we have the potentially mirror match, potentially Witchers. I've seen a lot of Witchers here. And the thing with the Witcher deck is they have the Immortals and the Remove Shield card, the Mage card. And we have no way to interfere with that combo without setup. And that's what this is going to be. Okay, here's what we can do. We have Henselt and Rafard's Vengeance in our hand. But so we can't Henselt into Vengeance. We'll stack our deck. Oh, Siege to top. I guess Siege next round. We can push him hard here then. We can try and go for a win on even, actually. If we go Henselt into Fultis Pride. We want to Soldier first, though, I think. Let's play Carabalist. Let's see what he does. Because he's going to want to have round control. If he does not have round control, round 2 we bleed out all of his deck boosts. That is our goal here. We want to remove all the deck boosts. There's the Immortals. He's going to go with the Mage Remover, whose name I can never recall. Oh, Fultis Pride's on top. Interesting. We'll damage this. I think we push here. I think we push. We'll play Reynard Odo here. This will help protect our... We can just play Rafards out of our hand. It'll be pretty well protected. He's not going to let us have... He's not going to, like... A lot of decks will just pass if you commit hard round 1. I don't think he will. If he really wants round control. And if we can take that away, that's how we win this game pretty easily. We play Henselt. We can then play our... Is there a way to play Henselt so the Fultis Pride has crew and Henselt's next to both cooldown units? Because I'm remembering this game. Learn from your mistakes. We're going to remember. Can we play the... No. We can just not use Reynard Odo's order yet. And then we can get him next to... Yeah, we'll just get... We won't use his order yet. Fultis Pride comes down. Now, this is going to come down at a number he can't deal with. Now, I don't really want to damage his shield for him, in case he's playing more shield units, so we'll lose 1 here. We'll pass. But he's going to have Boiling Oil as his only control, I think, so I'm pretty sure that Fultis Pride just lives. We might lose our Henselt, though, to a Boiling Oil. Nope, doesn't have it. Perfect. So, we need more engines. The most valuable engine would be Rafar's Vengeance. Let's stack the Dawnmere of Troy. Throw this down here. And we'll boost it to 7. Because we'll use Reynard's order here. And he's kind of keeping our stuff out of his removal range. At this point now we win on even because of Henselt's boost. And now this guy has to actually like commit big cards. He gets 4 points a turn off of the Sorceress. That's what her name is. The Sorceress and the Immortal. But that's a big tempo play. We can boiling oil that. He gets 2 points. Yeah, we can boiling oil that and still stay ahead. He's getting 4 points a turn. But we're going to get more.
Train on the cone. I hate it.
So we have to use this order to kill it with the boiling oil. We could have used the Voltus Pride next to it. Then we lose 1 damage. We lose 1 damage either way if we hit it with the Voltus Pride. Okay, let's actually go with this Scytheman. It's going to be worth quite a bit. And we'll fire our Voltus Pride Zeal, and we'll fire this, and there are our Firesworn Vengeance Zeal. And we're playing for a lot of points here. We have good engine value. We have 1 winch. So, on Rafard's Vengeance, that helps us get an engine out faster. On Voltus Pride, it boosts Henselt and also fires again. Another one of those. But we're just going to keep pushing for the win on even here. And even if we end up losing, we will hopefully make him... Here's what I want. I want him to, like I said earlier, we want him to lose his round control, and we want to bleed out his deck boost. If he has to click Erlin's order, that's exactly what I want. And we can still push for win on even if he does, potentially, because of Winch. On this Rafard's Vengeance next turn. Or on Voltus Pride. This is a Yurden. Vesemir, that's a big play for him. Pretty big play for him. Was what, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points? And then there's those. Now he's got a big choice here. But we can go double Voltus Pride. Or we can go for Rafard's Vengeance again. It's up to us, really. Obviously, it's up to us. I want to pressure Erland. We could kill Erland, but I'd actually rather him pull the boost out of his deck. Okay, we can put this on top. I'd rather have him click Erland's order than kill it. Because I think we can still win on even if he does. And then he also won't have the deck boosts. Guys, we're like, in case you can't tell, we're actually trying pretty hard this game. The last one was a little sloppy for me. Perfect. So I want him to click Erland. Let me go John. We stack John, so we drew it off of the Rafard's Vengeance. And now we can go with the pull Winch off of it for the Voltus Pride, and I'll do 8 damage. Yes, perfect. We got him to click it. And he's up by like 16, but then we get the the Henselt. We could go Donmir. We probably have to play both these. There's no way he's going to let us get away with this. He's going to play his last card. So what's it going to be? Leo, maybe? What's Leo play for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. He might use his leader charges. Let's see here. Winch is probably the choice. But if we wait a turn and play Donmir now, we could get an extra fire of the Voltus Pride. But then again, maybe we can get away with not playing Donmir. He might pass if this is a key card.
Dark clouds gather over Temeria.
Let's just pull out Carrick Marine. That's going to be our highest value play here overall. We won't need that Winch. We'll put it here in case we want to play that last Scytheman from our leader ability. If he leaders, we can leader. But right now, we've got a pretty big edge. We did everything we wanted. We've made him... He lost all of his deck boosts. Hopefully he has one of the Witcher Trio in his hand. Hopefully. Oh, he does. Nice. Alright. So we've done everything we wanted. We're going to have round control. We're going to have... We're going to have round control. We're going to have his deck boosts gone. So all the carryover he set up is not going to work out. And then we're also just going to win on even. And we stacked King Radovid. Perfect. We will lose our Donmir Troy, but he's not going to play Heatwave. So our siege should be safe. And this should be a GG once we get to like actually finish the game. Really good push there. By the way, you can see Henselt at a 16. That's what he should be like most of the time if they don't kill him. If you play on the right spot. And look at our hand. Our hands will be perfect round 3. The only thing is we played most of our siege engines, so I don't know if we can finish our siege. That's not going to matter because we have the round advantage. And then he's going to have trouble with his own King Radovid. His our siege and the siege is going to start damaging his stuff, but he won't get good value on these Scythemen. The reason that having round control is so important is they can pull, if they pull out like, and removing the deck buffs is so important, is if he just like pulls out the Witcher trio and they're boosted round 3 and plays a couple cards, like whoever the spawn one is, he did that. His Scytheman would actually be worth quite a bit more than ours, so we might actually be in trouble. Okay, so we have the, I don't want Winch with this hand. I really don't want Envoy. So we have the Siege Tower. Might be it, but I think we've worked ourselves into an advantageous position throughout this game, and we should have no problem winning this. But yeah, you would definitely want round control versus these decks, and if you can make them strip the buffs off their deck, that's fantastic. Okay, so this will get him an extra body. But he played them range for some reason. He's just going to go Scytheman here. We'll go for Radovid pretty soon, probably. The thing is, he should not have played ranged. He should know we're playing a siege deck. He saw a whole bunch of siege engines. He should have played melee. It's not going to matter in the end, because we have such a large advantage, but probably should have anyway. I guess he wanted the extra point from that, but the siege, the trebuchets can get us more. There's our reinforced ballista, and we're going to keep playing ranged, so we have our own, what's it called, Scytheman's will be pretty good. We have double last save, so there's nothing he can do about our King Radovid. There's his King Radovid. This will be pretty good. He has everything set up for it. So he's at 24. He'll get a bunch of points, but we will also get a bunch of points, and it won't matter. Went from 24 to 44, so it's a 20-point play. Plus the actual 6 points from his guy. We'll start damaging stuff. I would imagine he might have more Scytheman in hand, and our battering ram will move back. So if we can damage these boosted units, if he has more Scytheman, because he hasn't played any more Scytheman yet. Usually they keep Scytheman for round 3 because they get really good value. So potentially if we damage these, nice shot there, Trebuchet. His Scytheman will be, yeah, there's our Scytheman. So we knocked it down a bit. This one's not going to be worth as much as it could be. Let's damage this guy down just in case he has a second one. I wouldn't be too surprised if he did. Herrick Marine will boost this. Pretty good. And hopefully here, well, not hopefully, I know we will win this one. Because he can't interact with our siege support, and he's going to pull out the last Scytheman from his deck with a good assault. He's got an 18-point advantage, but we will destroy him shortly. Siege support. Boost this. I wouldn't be surprised if he just passes or concedes. No concession. And it doesn't really matter at this point. We'll just play our stuff. Does not matter at all. We've already got the game. Might as well just click some buttons. We like clicking buttons, don't we? Oh, we did it. We'll click this for the order. And shoot this. And why not? Make a 4-point Scytheman. 5-point Scytheman. Could have been. There we go. GG. You can kind of see from that. At the end of that round, we got a 10 and then an 11-point Scytheman. And then we also had Radovid played for 6, and then we played another Scytheman. So, Scytheman's like 11. A lot of points. This game is going to be against Firesworn's Warm. This will be the last one. We've played quite a bit of games this time, just because I like the deck. And we're going to make up for playing our first games. Man, those first ones had some interesting choices. Happens you are tired and you're playing. Alright, here we go. Open Envoy. I don't want these on top of my deck. Now, Firesworn Swarm. I kind of want to approach this game the same way I approached that last one with the Northern Realm Witchers. I want round control. Okay, we don't actually have a boiling oil, so these guys will be problematic. So the best way to deal with them in that case will be with this Caro Ballista, maybe a reinforced Ballista, kill them over a couple turns. Probably the best way to deal with them. We have the boiling oil out of our deck from John. We'll play that if he plays the bonded one. But I'd like to play a reinforced Ballista first if he lets me. Yeah, we do that. It was, well, I didn't say it out loud, but I was pretty sure Junior was going to come down and answer that. So, again, those are not really the cards I want. Let's just go Donmir. He's committed here, so we'll commit. We want round control. Long round 3. His deck, well, I think we are pretty even in a long round 3, like a 10 card round 3. If he has the new guy, what's the new guy? The one who destroys a token and brings back a guy. I'm concerned that I'm concerned because I don't know how many points that gets. Like, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't tried it myself, so I'm not sure how many points it's worth. And Firesworn got several buffs, so I'm not convinced I know his point ceiling round 3 because I don't know his point ceiling will push. I want to find out by losing. Okay, there is Ulrich. That's good. Okay, Reynard's a pretty good card up on top. We could just go Henselt here. He did not remove our defender, so I want to go Henselt. This will be very similar to the Northern Realms game. Again here, we're going to make sure we put him next to our cooldown units, and we'll go with this. We'll start firing with this Fallen Knight. So very, very similar to the Northern Realms Witcher deck. I want round control, because our short round with the King Radovid's actually quite good. Okay, 2 Fallen Knights. Can we handle 2 Fallen Knights? That's a lot of points. I think we can. We could kill one with... Well, next turn potentially kill one. Let's go 3-piece Assault. And we could pull an Envoy to stack our deck. I wouldn't hate that. We could also reduce the cooldown with a Siege support. And then put Zeal on Arafard's Vengeance. Hey, that sounds a little better to me. Yeah, we'll just put this here. And Foltest Pride. We'll start damaging these guys. I want to remove these Fallen Knights. Everyone wants to remove the Fallen Knights. Now he's going to start boosting them. But with the Winch, we can do 4 damage next turn. And that might kill one. But hopefully it kills one. Excommunication. They have Intimidate. That's a crime, right? Yep. So hopefully he doesn't boost the one, because then we can kill it. Oh no, he's going to get Sacred Flames to spawn. Okay, you know what? I'm still pretty confident here. What do we want to draw with Rafard's Vengeance? Maybe Scytheman, actually. How many boosted guys do we have? 1, 2. That's not that many. I think it's still a good choice, though. We could go for that now. Let's play the Ballista. I think, actually, we want to hold on to Vengeance. I don't think we need it. I was thinking about playing it, but I actually don't think we need it. Because next turn, we can just start firing with Ballista and Vengeance. That'll do a lot of damage. So yeah, we want round control, like I said. It's going to start transforming. Sacred Flame. He's Disarray still, but I'll hit a shield, so it's not as good as normal. With Foltest Pride, we have 6 reach here, right? So this is 2, and then 1 off the Ballista, and then the Winch resets that, so it's 6 reach. And this will also boost our Henselt, so getting good value here. And we're going to pull ahead. Now we're really threatening to kill this Fallen Knight, so he's going to have to protect it by boosting. If he plays cards here, we might just... Oh, that was a really weak play. I'm just going to pass. That was a really weak play. His Disarray is only going to do 1 damage to us because we got armor. It's only going to boost 1 to, like, 6 guys. He's going to need a leader charge. This will probably be Disarray. Henselt gets 1 more point. There's a chance he miscounts this. No, because he gets the 1 damage. If that 1 damage hit in armor, he would have gotten really destroyed. That was not a very high risk, because the chance of that happening was pretty low. But it was a risk. Like, if that 1 damage from his bonded guy hit Henselt's armor, it's a draw there, and it's drawn even. I have all 3 leader charges left. A little risky. We don't want this Sideman anymore. We need Siege, but even without Siege, this hand is really strong. I have no idea why this guy's playing this round. Reynard protects Rafard's Vengeance, and it also keeps us ahead here. 7's probably going to be killed. He could kill us with a Bloody Good Fun if he has it. We played one last round into a shield, unfortunately for him. With only 1 leader charge, I think we're payday. We could go Rafard's Vengeance here. We could also go Siege Support. We could also pull out our Carrick Marine. We have so many options here. I kind of want to keep the Amphibious Assault, because if we draw Siege, we might need it to find a Siege engine. We don't have one. We'll boost this. I think he's going to die. He's not going to die because we lost a point there, but It's fine. We'll give Zeal to our Rafar's Vengeance. Or we would if we had a bronze in our hand. But like, we're going to keep holding this Rafar's Vengeance until we get our siege. Because we're not going to need it this round. We have a really good setup here. We don't need it. And we need it for our siege. We don't have very many siege engines left. Okay, perfect. I'd rather play the Amphibious Assault here. It and Rafar's Vengeance both get us a siege machine. Siege engine. But the Rafar's Vengeance is better. So, because it can get us the second one if we don't draw it. There's Siege. Now, I'd like Caro Ballista. I don't think we need Boiling Oil or Scytheman here. Okay, I'll keep Boiling Oil over that card. Okay, we can't finish our Siege here, but we have a card advantage in all 3 leader charges, and we have Radovid, so Radovid can't be answered because we have less say. Well, it can be answered, but he's not going to. This last card's not going to be a damage card. It's going to be some kind of boost all of his units card. Perfect. We can kill that Fallen Knight. That makes everything a lot easier. We boost this. It still dies to Payday. He's showing us Payday. Let's not boost it. So he has no Fallen Knights left. That's a good card for him. We'll start swarming. We have Rafar's Vengeance. There's only one card we can play out of our hand. That's Carrick Marine. But Rafar's Vengeance, like I said, can get us another siege engine. I will boost this out of Payday range, though, because he's shown us Payday. More swarming. No need to play our cards. GG. What do I think would I change? That was a long one there, guys. Really enjoying this deck, except against no unit, Madoc, Milva, Scoia'tael. But everything, I've won every other game, so the deck seems pretty solid. It just happens that there were a good number of those Madoc, Milva, no unit Scoia'taels, keeping us down a little bit. I really hope people stop playing that, or they just move up in rank a little bit. I might have to go back to playing Warriors to deal with that, but that's whatever. Now, here if we take a look at the deck, the obvious thing that you can change is going to be this Siege Tower and this Reynard Odo. So, you can take these out. The rest of the deck, let's go through real quick. Obviously, you're going to keep all the upper end cards. I think you definitely want Donmir of Troy with the no Inspired Zeal. It helps so much. You could cut him. And if you're going to cut him, I'd say put in a Zeal Giving card instead. But we'll talk about that in a minute here. But I like Foltest Pride. It's a very good alternative for Henselt other than the Rafar's Vengeance. I'd recommend it. And these bronzes, obviously you can change a couple if you want. But the ones I would consider changing is pretty much just... The only one I'd really consider is maybe you only want one Boiling Oil, or maybe you don't like Caro Ballista. There's a lot of movement. Caro Ballista is vulnerable, so maybe you run something else instead. But Boiling Oil, you might only want one of. But other than that, I'd say keep the bronzes. They worked out quite well. And these 14 provisions, like I said, with Reynard Odo and the Tower Gun, are really what you have to play with. And there's 2 options here. The probable strongest option, which is 1 Shanny and a second Lyrian Scytheman. The option's pretty good. Shanny brings back a Carrick Marine. That's a good play. And then she could also bring back a Siege Support if you need the Zeal. Both good options. And the Scytheman obviously can get a lot of value. The other thing you can do is if you want, you can go for a Vest. I thought about this because Vest gives you... The 2 damage isn't too relevant, but the giving Zeal is actually kind of important in the deck. Because you want to give your Rafar's Vengeance Zeal, and you want to give your King Radovid Zeal. So potentially go for Vest, and then the 7 provisions, you have options for a different card as well, whichever you want. Or you could use them somewhere else. Like you could always run War Chariot. If you want your own movement, you can go Vest War Chariot. Might be interesting to try out. War Chariot actually gets pretty good value from his order, and the movement can help against a lot of stuff right now, especially like vampires or whatever. And then Vest's Giving Zeal is really helpful as well. And these both have cooldown to combo with Henselt, so that's an option you can go for. But I think the best one's probably Shanny and the Scytheman. The other thing is if you don't think you need Donmir of Troy, so we'll take out Donmir for a second here. If you don't like having the Defender, you can go with the, like I said, the Shanny. You can go with the Shanny. You could also add in the Vest. Without the Defender, I'd probably recommend running the Vest. And then add in a Lock as well, like this. And you could always put in the reinforcements if you really want to go heavier into the siege engines. That wouldn't be bad either. But the Locksnot is a pretty solid choice as well. But that being said, I liked what I was running earlier. Haven't really given the Reynard Odo a shot, and his shot was working out pretty well today. So I think we'll hold on to this for now. It seems like a really strong deck. Just watch out for people playing the Milva Madoc deck. Very annoying. Hopefully they stop doing that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this deck, and we will see you next time.